Today we are diving into season 2 episode 1 of Severance, and guys, this episode, it's a banger. If you haven't seen season 1 yet, stop right there. I'm giving you a big spoiler warning. You do not want to spoil yourself. The first season was mind-blowing and this season kicks off with some seriously wild twists. So the episode kicks off like a punch to the gut. We got Mark cast back in the severed floor of Lumon Industries, and let me tell you, it's not looking good. Mark wakes up in a total panic, completely disoriented. He's running around trying to make sense of everything. Remember season 1 ended with a bang, where Mark found out that his wife, Gemma, isn't dead. She's alive and living as Miss Casey in severed floor. Yeah, plot twist of the century, right? So naturally, Mark's freaking out, trying to figure out what the heck just happened. So Mark bolts straight to the rehab room, the place where Miss Cassie should be, but surprise, surprise, it's gone. Completely removed, no trace. Now Mark's freaking out even more. Where is she? What's going on? He starts panicking harder. He checks his surrounding and it gets worse. When he finds out that it's been 5 months since the events of the season 1 finale, that's right, 5 months of absolute chaos in the Lumon universe. Then we get this revelation. Mr. Filch, who was once in charge of the severed floor, is the new boss now. And things have definitely shifted at Lumon, and if that's not enough, Miss Cobel gone poof just like that. But why? Well, it turns out she was posing as Miss Selvage, Mark's neighbor, and get this, she had plans to join Mark and his outie in a crazy throuple. Wild, right? But apparently that's just one of the reasons Mark is told as to why Miss Cobel's gone. There's something fishy about that explanation, but for now, that's what Mark's been told. Now, here's a big one. Throughout this entire episode, we don't see Mark's outie at all. Yeah, you heard that right. It's all Mark S. No outie, and you can feel the tension build as Mark navigates the chaos in the severed world. You're on the edge of your seat, wondering what's going on in the outside world. But no, we are trapped here just like Mark, and that's, my friend, makes this episode even more claustrophobic and intense. So Mark, in his usual fashion, tries to send himself a message, right? He's like, hey, maybe if I write a note, my outie will see it and all will be fine. But come on, we know better by now. We saw this in season 1. Sending messages like that doesn't work, and guess what? It doesn't. But hold up, Mr. Filch gets his hand on that message and reads it out loud to the whole new crew. Can you say awkward? Oh yeah. And to make matters worse, Mark calls him Mr. Milkshake in the note. Now, that's gotta be one of the most funniest moments of this episode, but it's also a massive fail for Mark. Next, we are introduced to the new crew on the severed floor. We've got Mark W, Wendell Y, and Miss Wong, and then there's this mysterious new guy, this Hispanic Mexican guy whose name we don't even know yet. Yeah, mystery character alert, but don't get too attached because things are about to get pretty intense when Mark's message fails, Milch not having it, and Mark gets demoted. Oh yeah, it's a real power shift happening in Lumon. So Mark, being Mark, doesn't just take that lying down. He storms into Mr. Milch's office, grabs the speaker that lets him talk to the Lumon board, and starts demanding that they bring his original crew back. Dylan, Irving, and Hallie, the dream team. And guess what? That actually works. The board listens, and what do you know? Mark's original crew is reinstated one by one. It's like the original crew is back in action, but things are definitely not the same as before. Now hold on to your hats, because the episode moves into the new break room scene. In season 1, that place was straight up creepy. They made the crew read these apology lists like you were being brainwashed. It was basically torture. But in season 2, the break room is, well, it's a lot less sinister. It's actually a pretty normal corporate-like space now, with smart chairs and work presentation. I guess we can say Lumon's trying to look more legit, but honestly, it still gives me the creeps. Then we get this bizarre claymation-style video presentation from Mr. Milch called Lumon is Listening. Yeah, you heard me, claymation. It's about the aftermath of the macro data pricing and how it's changed things for Lumon. You can feel the propaganda dripping from this thing as it tries to convince everyone that Lumon's been listening to the people. But is that really true? I mean, the whole thing feels like it's part of some major corporate spin. Am I right? And as the episode wraps up, we are left with a lot of questions. The original crew is back, but things are still very much up in the air. Is the Lumon board really listening? What's next for Mark and the crew? And is Miss Cassie gone for good? Season 2 is just the beginning, and I can tell you this much, things are only going to get crazier from here. So that's the breakdown for episode 1 of Severance season 2. What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any wild episode of this show. I will catch you in the next one, and as always, thanks for watching. Peace out.